Hi, I'm Dr. Hawkins. Welcome to the first session of the Emotional Resilience Workshop. Take a moment and get acquainted with the contents of this course. Please review the agenda located in your participant manual. My hopes for each of you in this workshop are you will understand and accept yourself for who you are. You will learn and apply natural healing principles. You will take what you learn with you back home to work and in your relationships. You will tell me what works for you and what doesn't to make this workshop even better. Let me provide a brief biographical sketch of Dr. David Viscott, the man who originated the concept of natural therapy.
And radio host Dr. David Viscott has died. For 13 years, Viscott dispensed pop psychology and personality on KABC radio. For the last several years, his talk with Dr. David Viscott was syndicated nationwide. A champion of tough love, Viscott also wrote books, even tried television. He was found today in his Studio City home, apparently killed by a heart attack. Dr. Viscott was 58.
David S. Viscott, MD, attended Dartmouth College and Tufts Medical School before teaching at University Hospital in Boston and UCLA in Southern California. He was nationally recognized for his KABC talk radio program, Night Talk, and a KNBC television program, Getting in Touch. Thousands found his no-nonsense approach appealing. He encouraged callers and patients to deal directly and honestly with their issues. Dr. Viscott found the singular truth that if you lived honestly, your life would heal itself. At the height of his career, Dr. Viscott not only had a syndicated talk radio program with over 500 callers a day competing for a chance to get his advice, he was the author of 14 self-help books and helped patients become emotionally free using his Viscott method in Viscott centers located in Beverly Hills, Newport Beach, Pasadena, and Irvine, California. I first became acquainted with Dr. Viscott while attending the University of Southern California. I listened to his talk radio program and was impressed with his direct, honest approach. I have used these ideas with patients in a variety of settings for the past 25 years. I hope you find these valuable. Let's get started. If you lived honestly, your life would heal itself. This singular truth is the basis of the Viscott method. Dr. Viscott noticed that it was the acceptance of some previously concealed truth that allowed healing to begin. In his nearly 30 years of working with patients, he found that resolving anxiety and healing depression required patients to become more truthful about their feelings. Truthfully accepting hurt and anger resolved guilt and allowed patients to forgive themselves and others. Overcoming addictions, whether drugs, alcohol, gambling, or overeating, required accepting and living with greater truthfulness. Dr. Viscott noticed that at the heart of every addiction was an anesthetized old hurt, seeking to be released. Accepting a painful truth rather than running from it was the beginning of sobriety. On the other hand, living a lie eclipsed the joy of the world and lowered people's self-esteem. Concealing lies drained people's energy, so they didn't have enough strength to do their best. It was harder to look out for themselves. When people lived in a lie, they seemed to invite trouble into their life rather than make it better. So why was telling the truth so powerful? In his practice, Dr. Viscott found the answer to the truth's healing power. He began to have his patients record their sessions so they could replay what was said. He expected patients to benefit from hearing his advice and comments. Dr. Viscott discovered, however, that his patients were troubled by what they heard in their recorded sessions. His patients could not stand listening to themselves distort the truth or misrepresent themselves in sessions. They cringed at hearing the way they sounded when they lied. What stressed them the most was the truth they sensed hidden just below their lies, struggling to be released. Some were motivated by their discomfort and eagerly embraced the tearful truth. They had to know, as if hearing themselves lie activated the displeasure of a higher, more spiritual self within that could not tolerate deception. They seemed to have found their healing self, and when they did, a natural process of recovery began. Dr. Viscott tried to reinforce this natural process. He developed an exercise asking patients to replay the tape of their session and write down every lie they heard themselves tell. Then he had them correct the false statement. Finally, he asked them to explain the difference between his two statements. Were they avoiding something painful, pretending life was better, hoping for the impossible? The exercise was a method for helping patients tell the truth about their lies, and it worked. They progressed rapidly, learning not only the lies they told, but also their style of distorting, putting aside denial, excuses, pretense, and examined their hidden feelings, needs, and desires. The healing process seemed so spontaneous, he called it natural therapy. He began to study how this process worked, what got in the way, what happened when it was blocked, and what could be done to release it. In the activities that follow, you will become familiar with the principles of natural therapy and how these simple truths can help you effectively deal with the unfinished business of your past.